Okay, so we have a bit of a different video here, but also kind of the same video I have been doing for over a year now. We're doing a reaction video, of course. We are reacting to an MLP Grimdark. I forgot the name already. That is great. They all look the same. The thumbnail and the title immediately hooked me, but I'm like, it's not enough. That's not enough. Grimdarks, they're supposed to be scary. So what if I jump scare myself out of nowhere by the sound of a metal pipe falling? So I have the video 1 hour of silence broken up by a metal pipe falling sound effect loaded up. So just randomly we're going to be hearing, and now it has started. Let us begin. Dude, I'm telling you now, I'm gonna be scared by this pipe. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen. Ooh, a little bit of a rainbow thingy. Pony X walk this back. Oh. I've heard something about Pony X Machina. I don't remember what exactly.
Evie Bennett and her two friends Steve and Lisa found a viral challenge online.
They all look the same.
However, involving a popular kids show named My Little Pony.
Yay!
They all scoffed at the idea of summoning something, or even getting a good spook from the ritual. But seeing as it was summer, and they were all bored, they all figured why not.
I assume this is a fanfic reading. I thought this was audio drama.
Together three unlikely people. Steve was a single child of a divorced dad, trying to make his way in the world. Lisa was the popular girl. Rich parents, cell phones, and all the fashion trends, and it made her very lonely.
Let me turn the volume up. There we go.
Evie and Steve to be the only people not interested in her money or status. Now, here they were, all together in Evie's basement, her parents upstairs, cooking and baking dinner, ignorant of the challenge they were attempting.
Oh my freaking gosh.
Which means that they went into Canada summer vacation.
I'm not going to be able to focus,
man. When kids didn't have to worry about pesky things like schoolwork, homework, projects, and any other creative torment that their teachers could conceive.
I hate
this
schoolwork.
Was the time to enjoy themselves and be a kid. But they were nearing the end of their vacation, which meant they only had a few more days of freaking
You freaking nugget, man.
Reality came crashing down upon their heads once more. But they were going to make the best of the time they had, so when Lisa called this meeting to show them what she had found on TikTok,
oh god, not TikTok.
Consensus of why not.
Oh god, no, not TikTok.
They watched to build their nerves up were filled with cool and spooky happenings, lights going out, candles shooting pillars of flames, things moving, and of course the ever-constant sound of people screaming in terror.
Yes, very generic.
Steve was the skeptic, offering easy explanations to the phenomena that happened on the tiny screen.
Good on you, Steve.
Someone by the light switch, and even
he's not swayed by the TikTok. He's smart.
It was garnering a lot of views. Lisa was more than willing to try it. The instructions were simple, the ingredients minimal, and even the words were less than complex. 6 candles, 6 small bowls of water, a funny-looking star, and an old My Little Pony doll. All of it arranged in some words said about seeing the world through their eyes, and the ritual was complete. Lisa set up her phone to record the whole thing, using her social media voice that both Evie and Steve found grating,
which is screaming
a peace sign as she backed away.
Hey guys!
This is gonna make me start ranting about social media, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna sound like an old person. Oh no. Oh, I'm just gonna say this. There are some YouTubers out there. You guys know the ones, the Mr. Beast clones, man, and I'm getting tired of the terrible, like, fast-paced, stupid style of editing that it just takes you out of it. It's just, oh god, and the freaking screaming voice. Like, I know I raise my volume sometimes, and, like, literally, though, you guys, thank you, Pipe. Most of you guys have never really heard my voice at maximum volume, because I can't do maximum volume, because I record all my videos at night, But you know, wobble.
Guys, it's Liz, and I'm here with my friends Evie and Steve. Say hi, guys.
They both waved
So-
unenthusiastically.
And
I
we're
would
gonna
be
do the
Steve.
My Little Pony challenge.
The My
We've
Little
seen
Pony
everyone
challenge.
else do it, and now it's our turn.
Oh God.
The phone was left recording and Lisa took her place. Each of them spoke the words and followed the simple
Can we let her
Silence
die
was
first?
heavy in the room. Usually this is where the video would show some insane things happening, but Evie and her friends were just sitting in the chalk outline in her basement with a very old doll between the three. After a good minute, they all decided it was time to give
I didn't
up.
get scared that time.
Lisa addressed her phone again.
Well, it looks like the ponies didn't want to play with us. That's cool.
Good.
We didn't really want them here anyways.
Yeah.
But we're out of here. Remember to subscribe, guys. Bye.
Shut up. I'm being
Well,
so
that
mean right
was a
now.
bust.
I'm being so mean. I'm
Lisa
so sorry.
pouted as she folded her arms in disappointment. Evie couldn't
I'm
help
sorry,
but
but also
silently
not sorry,
agree.
Lisa.
This was one of the great new trends that was sweeping the internet, and the fact that nothing at all happened just made her feel a little embarrassed. Not only because they actually filmed this for social media, but also that it was her friend that found the ritual and brought it to her attention. She glanced over at Steve, and while he kept a cool front, she gave a silent giggle when she noticed a slight look of relief on his face when it was official that the ritual was just a dud.
Thank God.
Considering
Except
this
it's
is just a
not.
big waste of time. How about we just play video games for the rest of the day?
Yeah,
They
that's
all
a
agreed.
productive
Riding
thing
the
to
wave
do.
of disappointment, the three friends didn't even bother to clean up the ritual.
What
Even
game
made
are they
sure
gonna
blow out
play?
the candles so there wouldn't be a cause of a major fire hazard in the near
What
future.
game are they gonna play?
But other than that, they left the room to bask in a real medium of entertainment. So putting the
Play some
failed
Super
ritual
Meat
quickly in
Boy.
the back of their minds, they left the
Play some
basement and
Celeste.
headed to the living room, where they were greeted by a wonderful sight.
Some Super Smash
While
Brothers
they were in the
Ultimate.
basement, it seems, Evie's parents
So
prepared the room
Splatoon
for the
3.
three. On the coffee table, there was pizza, chips, and sodas of various kinds, all waiting to be consumed by them. While
Dude,
the
they be
TV
living the
wasn't
life,
on,
man.
A video console was set up for their enjoyment.
Okay,
What
seriously,
console they
Evie,
got?
Your parents rock.
Steve said with barely contained joy.
And don't you forget it.
Evie's mom spoke from the kitchen.
Now, don't you three make a mess in there, or else you're gonna have to clean it up.
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
The three spoke in sync. While the beginning turned out to be a disappointment, the three all agreed
I'm not
that
gonna even
today
comment on that
ended
one.
on a high
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
Netflix
gonna do
and
it.
hanging out consumed the rest of the night. Both Steve and Lisa said goodbye close to midnight, walking home to spend the night in their beds. Evie didn't mind sleeping alone. The spooky part of the day was over with, and nothing happened. She was somewhat grateful to be told. As she climbed into her bed, her eyes heavy with sleep, she thought about all the people's reactions on the app, screaming, running, and none of it seemed fun to her.
They're probably
Drifting
all
off to sleep,
dead.
ready for tomorrow to start as the summer was waning.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not really feeling this one. I'm not really feeling this story right now. It's not vibing with me. It's not fusing with my soul. Weird way to put it, I know, but it's just I don't know, man. It's just not happening with me. I don't know why.
Something bothered Evie.
There's still a lot of
She
the story
woke up.
left.
She pressed the button on her phone to reveal the time of 3 a.m. She didn't
3
know
a.m.
what it
Pipe
was,
Falls.
but she was certain it was urgent. She didn't need to go to the bathroom, but there was something wrong. A smell.
I
drifted
wonder
through the air,
why.
faint, but still detectable. She didn't know what it was, but she'd smelled it before. She got out of her bed and walked towards her door. There was nothing about the memory that indicated danger, but it was pressing. She opened the door. The hallway was dark and a scream pierced the night. Blood-curdling, high-pitched, and desperate. Evie's
Well,
knees
that's
went
not
weak.
good.
The sound came from her parents' room. She tried to call out. but her
Evie's
voice
mother
was
is
frozen in
dead.
terror. Another shriek erupted from behind the closed door down the hall. Light leaking from the bottom of the frame highlighted
They
where
are
the
both
gaps were.
dead.
The young girl wanted to run, wanted to call the police, wanted to make sure everything was okay, but her mind was focused on that door and the sound that had just come from beyond it. Her hand hurt from gripping her own door frame, as if she was afraid she'd float into space. Her eyes burned from not blinking and her throat was dry as the desert outside.
Mom?
She managed a whisper. thing
You guys are gonna hate me for pausing. I'm so sorry. I know you guys hate me right now. I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna look up the definition of an audio drama right now. Audio drama definition. Not radio drama, ya heckin' hacker. You heckin' mediocre chicken nugget. Okay. Alright, so there seems to be no definition of an audio drama. Okay, but, like, actually, though, this is labeled as an audio... Are you done? Are you okay? Are you stable? Alright, but this is labeled as an audio drama, but this really is just a reading. I wouldn't call it a... I don't know if this is... I'm assuming this is a fanfic, but you can't entirely be sure if it's a fanfic. At least not so far from my eyes. But yeah, this is kind of just a reading. This isn't really an audio drama.
things began shuffling behind the door. Something was alive in there.
Dad?
Evie managed to squeak. She could swear there were whispers, but her heart was thumping so loud all she could hear was the blood whooshing in her ears.
The blood whooshing in your ears.
Once more she quivered out the word, now resigned that something horrible had happened. The charging phone on the nightstand seemed the only option now, and she began to feel dread, accepting something horrible had happened. Despite knowing it was against her best interest, she found herself moving forward, not towards her cell phone, in which the logical part of her brain was screaming at her to do, but towards her parents' room, the very location where she had heard the horrific sound. As she moved
The
the long
horrific
way
sound
towards her destination,
of the
she
pipe.
tried in vain to will herself back to her room, to lock
Thanks,
the door
Pipe. Thank
and call
you
the
for
police.
thank you for
But
doing
her
that.
body was having none of it. She always had a curious nature. Once she found something that piqued her interest, she just had to delve into it, and right now, she was mentally cursing that side of herself. Finally reaching the door
I
to her
mentally
parents'
curse a
room,
lot.
she placed
That's
her
a lie.
hand on the doorknob and turned it. She didn't bother knocking, but she did call out into the room, this time quieter than ever before.
Jump scare. Metal pipe sound.
She only managed to get
Go!
the door part way open when something blocked its way. From her position, she couldn't tell what was preventing her from opening
It's a
the
dead
door
body.
wider, but she could see into the room just enough to find her mother standing in front of a mirror, naked.
What?
She was wet, almost like she'd just come out of the shower, but there was no water running. Evie tried to focus, and it looked like she was
What?
studying herself. Like this was the very first time she'd seen herself.
Well, I don't know how to feel about it. It's kind of interesting though. Like, what would you do in that situation? You just huh? It's an interesting predicament.
Her fingers gently ran themselves along her face.
I'm
as if
going
trying
to
get a
eat
feel
you.
for her skin. She pinched certain areas and poked others. It was surreal.
Is everything okay? I heard.
Go back to bed, honey.
Her mother didn't turn to face her, but her body
Okay.
did shift slightly to indicate that she had gotten her attention.
Okay.
Your father
Alright.
just had horrible nightmares.
Okay,
From
the
what she
story
remembered of
started
the
to grab
screams,
me
it
in.
seemed that it was much worse than a simple nightmare, but she didn't want to argue. She wanted to see if they were alive, and that was good enough for her. She quickly nodded and, without saying another word, closed the door firmly and hurried back to her room to lock the door behind her. Needless to say, she didn't get much sleep that night. The next morning, groggy as she was able to answer the phone. It was
Interesting.
Lisa, but Evie
Huh.
was barely awake.
They didn't play into any horror cliches. Well, not really.
Hey, is
It's
it okay
cool.
if I can come over and spend the day with you?
Sure.
Her parents probably died, I'm not gonna lie.
Why? Is something wrong?
Lisa's voice was shaking. Her words were said softly rather than the usual abrasive manner in which she spoke.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah. No, everything's fine. I'll be there in a little bit.
I like how you use that the voice to
Okay,
kind of
yeah,
build up the
just,
threat. I like that.
Text me when you get here.
She definitely
Yeah.
saw something, man.
The phone clicked off. The
She saw
conversation
something.
over. The tiny white clock at the top of the screen said it
Just
was
like that pipe.
8
That pipe also saw something.
Evie was still remembering the terrible thing she saw last night. Though the memory was quickly fading, she wasn't truly sure she had seen what she saw, or if it was some kind of nightmare. The young woman, woken up too early, slinked out of her bed, determined to find out which one it was. As quietly as she could, she crept to her door, clutching her phone so hard her fingers ached. She cracked it and peeked through, trying to catch a glimpse of her parents' room, but couldn't. Clatter from the kitchen downstairs made her nearly jump out of her
Who's
skin.
cooking
She let out
the
a small
breakfast?
squeak of surprise, and her hand flew to her mouth as if she could shove it back in. A tense moment passed.
Who's cooking the
Evie,
cereal?
you up?
Her mother's voice seemed normal.
Who's cooking the breakfast donuts?
She answered.
Oh,
I
good.
want an
Brush your teeth
omelette
and come
dipped
down
in
so we can have
cheese.
some breakfast.
Evie
What
was
kind of
still
breakfast they having?
suspicious.
What kind of
For
breakfast?
some reason, the fear had a firm grip on her. In her mind, she was a mouse moving along the hallway, passing the linen closet and the hallway bathroom, creeping all the way to her parents' room. She took
I'm gonna
a
have
deep
some
breath,
toast.
swallowed the lump in her throat, and prepared for something. She didn't
Something
know
like a
what lay
pipe
beyond the
falling
door,
sound effect.
nor did her mind want to think of it, or it couldn't. It took everything she had, but the door was finally muscled open. Nothing was out of place. Nothing was missing. There were no ghouls, no horrible atrocities to behold.
I like this
Clanking of several
build-up.
Hands told Evie her mother was still in the kitchen and she had time. She moved to the bathroom, but it too was fine. The young girl silently closed both doors, wondering if she had in fact dreamed what she heard. Downstairs was a different story altogether. Evie's mother stood over the sink, staring at her hands, motionless.
Mom, are you okay?
A smile crept over her face as she looked up.
Whoa.
I'm fine, honey. Just seem to be having some trouble getting these old hands to do what I want them to do.
Oh. Hands. Really? Hands. Do you mean hooves? Did they did they turn the did they turn the mother into a pony? Don't tell me they turned the mother into a pony. Oh my god.
Nothing was being cooked, but the kitchen was in disarray. Utensils everywhere, eggs dropped on the floor, and at least one glass was shattered. The chairs around the kitchen table were moved around as if someone had stumbled into them, and it was all
Please
just
tell me
a
they
mess.
turned the mother into a pony.
Is everything okay?
Evie's mother turned awkwardly and smiled.
Yes, dear. I'm just having a bad morning. Listen, I think there's some money in my purse.
I don't think she's a
Or
pony
some
right
pizza or
now.
something. I'm gonna go lie down and try to get this all figured out.
She's turning
The young
into a
woman
pony.
watched her
She's
mother
not a
walk
pony yet,
awkwardly
but she's
up the
turning
stairs,
into a pony.
shifting weight back and forth as if her
Oh
knees
my god,
wanted
that
to
is
bend the
hilarious.
wrong way, but she was fighting it. Evie did as she was asked, ordered some pizza, but also decided to help, just in case anything is really wrong with her mom, by cleaning up the kitchen. It was a short task, but she wanted to help, and she did it. It helped, at least a little bit. Doing the menial tasks allowed her to calm down a little. and
Okay,
try to
when's
think
the
about
freaky
last night
stuff
with a
gonna
more
happen?
level
When's the
head.
scary stuff gonna
Of course, she
happen?
couldn't come up with any plausible answers, but it was nice to have something to occupy her time. It was when she got done vacuuming the living room that her phone rang. It must have been Lisa announcing that she was on her way. She answered, and was surprised that it was Steve instead.
Steve. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Evie. Have you heard from Liz? She called me earlier and asked if we could hang out, but I was helping my dad with something.
Yeah.
No,
she
he's
did the same with me.
Steve seems
but I haven't
fine.
heard from her since. Let me hang up and I'll try and
Maybe
call you
Lisa
back.
became a pony?
A few taps later, Liz was called. It went directly to voicemail, surprising Evie. She pondered for a minute what that could mean, and what the phone call earlier meant as well. She decided that maybe Steve could help decipher what was going on.
Oh, it's
She
been a
tapped
long
Steve and
time.
called him back,
Pipe,
but his
oh
phone
man.
only rang and eventually went to voicemail as well.
See, the pipe is
Evie
the
stared
real
at her
scary
own
part.
phone, a frown on her face as if the device itself was defying her. She sighed, but could do nothing for now. The pizza was delivered and she sat alone in the kitchen to eat, a Coke from the fridge next to her and her cell phone playing YouTube to keep her company. Early afternoon crept
Cell
in,
phone
and
playing
Evie
YouTube. Cell phone playing YouTube. couldn't be me right now. Am I right, guys?
concerned about her mom. Maybe there was a problem, despite not seeing anything upstairs. With a deep sigh and a sense of resolve, she decided to go check on her mom. At the top of the stairs, it felt like someone was running the air conditioner on high. The air was cold and dry. It didn't bother Evie too much. She liked the cold, and didn't mind when Mom would turn the house
Interesting.
into a freezer once a month or so. Her steps
She likes
weren't
the
hidden.
cold. I wonder
She didn't
why.
creep or sneak. She walked, as she had most of her life, to her mother's room and opened the door.
Hey, Mom, are you okay?
She choked on her words, a scream
She a
trying
pony
to
now?
escape at the same time.
She
Her
a
mother
pony
was
now?
standing in front of the mirror next to the doorway, naked, her body deformed like it was made of wax and left out in the sun. Skin
She's turning
showed
into a
here
pony.
and there, bones protruded other places. Her face was stretched out, teeth lining a huge gaping maw. Her eyes nothing but black holes, staring directly at the young woman in the doorway.
Wow. 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 Give me a second, bro. Oh my. Okay. Regaining my composure. That was a jump scare. I did not expect that, like, at all. That really got me. That actually really got me. You guys have to understand. I eat grimdarks, dark stories, blood and gore, all that horror stuff, any type of horror stuff. I eat that stuff up for breakfast. I haven't encountered an actual terrifying horror game, one that actually, maybe this could be scary, or anything outside of MLP, like the classic horror MLP things. The pipe certainly is scary, but anything outside of the classic MLP grimdarks, they're not really scary to me. Horror to me is more of an interest rather than a scare. But wow, dude, that jump scare, man. Wow. Like that sound, that guttural scream, the way the volume, I don't know what it was about that, but that got me tingly all over. That was good. That was great, man. That was great. This whole entire story, I'm just like, alright, we're building up to something, man. It really seems like they're just making her into a pony, and that is hilarious. And then you have this description, I'm like, it's alright, it's alright. And then they just hit you with that. Like, it's more of an unexpected scare rather than a scary scare. I don't know what, oh god, alright. I'm unpausing now.
With a scream that could only be described as a cacophony, Evie's mother charged at her, and the world went black.
Man!
Evie woke up with a gasp, trying to pull as much air into her lungs
That
as possible.
scream
Like
was...
she'd never breathed before. She was in her bed. She knew the feel of the comforter, the pillows, but her eyes were having trouble focusing on the world.
It's okay, honey.
Her mother's voice cooed to her. She felt the
I'm scared of you now, Mother.
She tried to swat it away.
I'm in it now.
Downstairs, I brought you to your bed. Nightmare.
You think I had a
Evie's eyes
nightmare?
focused, but didn't want to look at her mother, terrified that the vision would still be there, staring at her.
It's
She
a
looked
tense situation
anyways.
now.
Her mother
It could
was
be
gone,
any second.
except for that giant smile she'd been wearing all day.
It could be any second, man.
She tested her voice, but it came out more like a croak.
Where's Lisa?
Okay, honey, you're just fine.
I don't know,
what she had
man.
seen. She knew she was awake. She glanced out her bedroom window, and the day was gone. Night was creeping across the sky. Terror was taking hold. The house was still cold, and she could feel panic starting to rise, but she pushed it down.
Cold, man. The cold. Cold is a terrible. Always a terrible thing.
Can I have some orange juice, please?
Orange juice? Really?
She
Orange
tried her
juice
best
sucks.
to sound dry-throated and parched.
Apple juice is
Of
way
course,
better.
Here, I'll go get some for you.
Everything was being replaced with the cold realization that her mother is gone, and the creature walking away from her was not human. Evie was deathly allergic to oranges. They didn't have a single one in the house. Her mother would have known that. Her mother's
Smart.
doppelganger reached
Smart.
the threshold of her room, and Evie watched
Smart.
for the opportunity. She
That
took
is
it
smart.
The first chance she could. The doppelganger
Genius.
walked
She's
into the
smart.
hallway, and Evie jumped out of bed, slamming the door shut behind it and locking it. As fast as she could, she began to pile her furniture in front of the door, sobbing as she did.
Do you
She
have a
was trying
window?
to figure out where her dad was, but she had
Do you
the
have a
worst
window?
feeling in the world about it. Her nightstand, her dresser, and even her twin matches were in front of the door.
Do you
The
have a
doppelganger
window?
on the other side did not appreciate the roadblock. It pounded on the door repeatedly.
If you do not have a window, seriously? Seriously? What's your escape plan? You really just trapped yourself in the room. Trapped yourself in the room where you could not escape. Alerting the monster that she knows who you are. You better go kill her now. You don't know what this monster can do. You do not know what it could do. You saw it unhinged, probably unhinged jaw, literally be a monster and give out the most terrifying scream you've heard and lunge at you. You're terrified of the thing. Why would you... Oh my god. You put yourself in a terrible situation. If you had a window, then I could understand that you can probably escape with the window. That would be, if you have some sort of rope or something, you can climb down safely. That is probably the best option you have, the less risk option. But you really could have just been like, oh, hi mother, I'm going to go to my friend's house. Easy as that, because the monster at this point is trying to trick you and be like, hey, you had a nightmare, you had a dream, you fell asleep, I'm your real mother, your real mother. And so you can kind of trick the monster back, be like, yeah, you are my real mother, and as my real mother, I'm going to ask you if I could go to my friend's house. And the monster, who still wants to trick you into, thinking that the monster is your mother, you're like, yeah, sure, you could go ahead and do that, and you escaped. Easy as that. Bing, bang, boom. Easy. Why would you do this?
Its voice lost the honey of her mother's and was replaced with rage, ordering her to open the door. Whatever that thing was, it was strong. Evie backed away from the door,
Exactly.
watching the piled up things thump
You're dead.
and move with each slam.
You're dead.
Evie wiped her cheeks, tears still flowing, trying to think of how to get away. And if
You're
she
dead.
could make it to Steve's house, as he was only about a mile down the road. The window was the only way. She
does have a window.
threw open the curtains
Thank
and began
you.
to push the locks
Thank
open,
you.
and then looked
There
down.
you go.
In her backyard,
Window.
Steve and his dad were standing there, looking up at her, wearing the same creepy smile that the thing that looked like her mom had. Another side escaped her. They didn't move. They just stared, their eyes fixated on Evie. The young woman backed away from the window, fearing the worst would come. The thumping against her door halted. She heard the door downstairs open and close. Conversation had begun between whoever had entered and the doppelganger of her mother. She saw it as an opportunity.
Oh.
Help! Please! Someone that's not my mom! Help!
Footsteps up the stairs almost brought hope to Evie, but then a voice spoke from the other side of the door.
Steve.
It was Liz.
Liz!
Eve, come on out. Everything is fine. It's great. Come out. You won't have to worry about anything anymore.
You're screwed. You're dead. It's over.
Or old, or tired, or sick. You get to live forever with us.
You're dead. It's over. It's over. It's over.
Evie's
You're
heart sank
done.
lower. She didn't have any
Please.
need to cry anymore. The world.
God! The freaking pipe! I was about to say, please do not scare me with another large, loud scream. Give me the pipe. Stop.
was mad and everyone was gone.
Oh.
No, Liz, no.
Okay, it's either you die to the monsters or you die by your own volition.
A cry of anger that wasn't
Take a
clear
pencil.
sounded the pounding of the door again.
Oh.
The frame cracking. The furniture
Take a pencil.
beginning
Take a
to
pencil.
topple
Stab your
over
eye.
itself. Evie sank to the floor in the middle of her room, holding her hands over her ears, trying to shut
Die
the
by
door,
your own volition.
trying to
Do not
find
die by the
silence.
monster. Do not give them
She
satisfaction.
held herself and cried, wishing for something, anything. The pounding continued. She didn't know for how long. Then it stopped,
Ah, you're
She didn't
now.
know how it
Yeah,
happened.
you're dead.
or how long it had been. Sometime amidst the
Silence is
chaos and
never a good
confusion,
sign.
She actually managed to fall asleep.
Thank you.
She figured
Thank you,
she
pipe.
must have been so
Thank you for not
focused
being
on trying
silent.
to tune out the outside world, instead of sitting in the corner of her room where she was trying to make herself as small as possible. She was laying down on the floor, looking up at the ceiling, with some drool rolling down to the corner of her mouth. Her breath
She fell
hitched
asleep?
when the realization of her situation hit her. She quickly sat up and turned towards the door, and what she saw caused her heart to beat faster. Her hands gripped the carpet underneath her as she scanned what was left of her door. Pieces here and there had been turned into splinters. It was
So you
clear
got
that
caught,
they
yeah, you
finally
got
managed
caught.
to enter her room. She quickly looked down at herself, and much to her surprise, she was fine. There wasn't so much as a scratch on her. Confusion entered her mind as she slowly rose to her feet. It just didn't make any sense. They were desperate to get inside before, to the point where they destroyed her door to get at her, and when they finally did, they did nothing. She walked out of her room and began making her way through the hall and towards the exit. She didn't dare call out, for fear they would return, but at the same time, she didn't feel like running out of the house either. She exited the house and found that everything seemed normal.
I'm scared of a
Nothing was
jump
out of
scare
place.
right now, dude.
It was like the past 24 hours was nothing more than an illusion. Perhaps some kind of dream that just refused to end. As she crossed the threshold of her home, she raised her head and took in a deep breath. It was like she was breathing for the first time in her entire life. Her eyes opened to witness a wonderful morning sky, almost like the day itself was greeting her. She turned her attention towards
She got
her
replaced,
right and
dude.
witnessed just the most beautiful sight she'd ever seen.
She got
Just
replaced.
above the sun was sitting a gorgeous rainbow, shining almost as brightly as the celestial entity in the sky. It was as if the two complemented each other perfectly.
Celestial?
Bearing witness to such a sight filled her heart with great joy, and all her troubles began to melt away. Evie smiled as she admired the sky above.
Alright, where's the
She
gotcha
felt
moment?
her face move on its own.
Just give me the gotcha
Her
moment.
smile was growing wider and wider.
Oh, yep, you got God.
Beautiful.
You got God. 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 See, even the pipe agrees. Even the pipe agrees. Okay, okay. I need some theories for this. I don't know why they disappeared. Why did they disappear? Why did they just peace out when they finally got Evie? Why did they peace out? Also, what did this have to do with My Little Pony? Really though, what did this have to do with My Little Pony? I'm sure that this has something to do with My Little Pony. Because, again, look at the thumbnail, look at the image that's been shown to you, all video, but, like, I don't really understand where the MLP comes in, really, besides, hey, we're gonna do the My Little Pony challenge. Because I don't know. The only thing that comes to mind is that when the mother was naked, that was her changing, or trying to change it to a pony. I don't, something to do with pony there, but like because ponies are naked most of the time. But like, I don't know, man. I don't know. What's with the title? They all look the same. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I missed, and I'm just being stupid right now. But, alright. Final verdict. I would say it was good. There were definitely some things here or there. And the beginning was kind of slow. It kind of just, like, I don't know, man. The beginning was kind of just, just felt kind of boring and kind of same old. We've done this a million times before. But again, you gotta establish the characters, you gotta establish a plot, you gotta give some exposition, you know. I just wish there was more to, like, spice up that beginning, you know. And that was a different one. Also, well said, Pipe. I agree. Dude, that scream, though, that was... I'm gonna remember that scream. That scream was, dare I say, beautiful. Oh, man, and pounding at the door. Like, yeah. That was pretty tense. And, like, an actual frightful situation. I'll give them that. They got me in. They pulled me. They just went like, just randomly just pulled me in, man. They pulled me in. First half, Second half, pretty spicy. I really liked it. Overall, decent. Pretty decent experience. I'm gonna shut up now.